designed so that we can separate our lines. We can run more than one line outside the boat. The more line you put out, the further the board goes away from the boat, and then we can put another board inside of that with another line. So the planer board allows us to run multiple lines on each side of the boat. This particular one we use is fairly heavy, does a really good job with the copper. And one thing we like to suggest, you might want to put the name of your boat and the phone number on the board, just so that you may get it back in case you have a snafu. The planer board is designed to pull away from the boat, and this is not a release. This is not designed to be left behind. You spend enough money on these, you want to get them back. These are designed to simply pull the line off to the side, and my method is keep it on, don't let it release, and lock it in. Once the line is out on your copper, I have a short snippet of mono. And you want to attach a planer board typically to a mono line. I've actually gone to the point of putting on 40 to 50 pound just because it attaches really well to the planer board. I like that. That's my little thing. Not everybody's going to do it that way, but we like it. We put the line in the groove and then we pull the pin, put it in the groove, pull the pin, put the line inside, and now the board is attached. We do this so that we won't lose the board. Then we have a clip. I have a clip that's actually a reverse clip, and we line that. We pinch here, and we place it here. A lot of you will have clips that are on the other way. Those work very well. With the clips that are on the other way, some people will actually take and put a loop into it just to completely attach the board to the mono. You don't have to do that with the other style clip. This clip is unnecessary because it's already on the other side. While it pulls away, it's locked in. Once you have the planer board installed, deploying it is fairly simple. You want to let it down into the water, give it a little bit of tension to keep it tracking the way you want it to track. A little bit of tension, you can see it start moving to the side of the boat. A little bit more tension, it'll start moving out there a little bit faster. And remember, the more line you put out, the further away from the boat it'll go. And for those of you who have short-term memory loss, which came with my age and my hair loss, don't forget to put the clicker on. Otherwise you will forget about it, and again, leave it back at the pier head. There we go. The more line you let out on the planer board, the further away from the boat it's going to go, leaving more room for more planer boards and more lines in between it. When running multiple coppers on the side of the boat, it's very important to make sure that the furthest line out, the furthest from the boat, is actually your shortest copper. For example, I have a number of 150s, that's 150 foot of copper. I have 200 foot of copper. If I had a 300 foot of copper, that would have to be inside of a 200 foot copper. Never put your 300 foot of copper on the other side of the 200 foot of copper. You will tangle it every time. We will run up to 5 boards on each side of the boat. Typically we won't do that on a real rough day. Real rough days we may only run 3 boards on each side of the boat. Again, remember, the lesser the length of copper, the further out that board needs to be. The further lengths of copper, for example, a 450 has to be the closest inside board, closest to the boat. When the planer board comes in, after you've caught a fish or at the end of the day when you're pulling them in, you're going to have to take these off. We prefer to keep them on in an upright position rather than using them as a release type method. This is something you do not want to lose. When you've caught a fish and you're reeling this in, it's always good to have a fishing buddy out there who knows how to take these off, to be able to take it off while you're fighting the fish. You can pull the pin and squeeze the release, and now the person can fight the fish without the planer board. Alright, we've got our copper line out, and now we're going to look at the planer boards. Planer boards, I typically use the church tackle walleye board. I've actually had these things modified. I buy the board and then I buy these metal pins. I like the metal pins. They don't groove like the black plastic ones. Get a groove in, and then sometimes when you're in a big rush to get the board off, when you've got that big king on, it's hard to get off. The nice steel ones are great. Little product snippet here. I really like these. They're very hard to find, but they're very worth having. Thank you very much for watching our video. Come out and see us on the beautiful Great Lakes and enjoy Saugatuck and Lake Michigan.